Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I am here to discuss with you and for you the instructions of the summative for the end of the year. Summative is available starting today, and the due date, make a note in your calendar, is May 8th. Now, I'm going to open with the introduction for every IB task. Summative task for MYP Year 5, May 2020. The unit title is Designing for Education, which is what we've been working with for the entire year. The statement of inquiry: innovative systems can support education in new environments. The task-specific clarifications, which are the criteria that I will be evaluating you on, are the following. Number 1, criteria A. The student explains and justifies the need for a solution to the problem. So you have to make it clear that there is a solution to the problem, that you're justifying your solution and you're explaining it. For criterion B, I expect you to develop accurate planning drawings or diagrams, and that you're able to outline what is required to create that solution. For criterion C, I need you to demonstrate excellent technical skills. And by that, what I mean is that you're giving me your very best when you do it. And for criterion D, you describe how the solution can be improved and the impact of the solution in your target audience, the people that you're building it with. Now, again, this is section 10.1. To download a copy of the instructions of the summative, they're here. And I already downloaded them to avoid the hassle, so they're here. And also, before starting to work on the summative, watch the video. Of course, I'm sitting here because I'm recording it right now, but the link will be here. Now let's open this. And here you will see the instructions that I have for you. Now, the opening statements are the same, so I'm not going to discuss them. And what I did was I divided this document into different blocks. You have the main instructions blocks, which is what is known as the grasp. The grasp is composed of your goal, your role, your audience, the situation that you're in, and the product or solution. Now, the purpose of grasp is to make this assessment real, to get you or help you get on the right frame of mind before even starting to work on it. Your goal is to design innovative systems that can support education activity in new environments, which is what we've been talking about during the first semester and the beginning of the year for this unit as well. Your role, what you're in right now, your role is as the head of the newest, best funded, and most progressive school in Puerto Rico. That's who you are. So you are the head of school, and you are the one who has the final say on everything related to your school. This is your role. Your audience, target audience, is made up of the best students in Puerto Rico, and of course their parents, because they're the ones who fund their education. The situation that you are presently in, this is where you are right now. As head of the new school, the school board needs your talents in the fields of school design. You will bring together your knowledge of designing for education in terms of living spaces, classrooms, and how schools function to create the ultimate vision for school education. And what we're aiming for is you need to bring together everything that you've learned and everything you've seen and everything we've discussed since the beginning of the year in such an efficient manner. And I take this opportunity to praise you and commend you for how well you have worked so far. And I have nothing but the highest expectations on your work. The product, and I mean that by the way, sincerely, and the product or solution you have to ultimately create here. For the summative, students will be required to apply the concepts previously presented and researched during the school year related to how schools work, how people learn, and how to best teach to design the best possible school. This will help make the world a better place by inspiring students for generations to come. Now, this is what you need to develop. What I did was, the section is divided into 2 blocks. Block A is what you need to develop And block C is what you need to present. So, let's go back. Block A, what you need to develop. For each of the following items, you may go back to the original ideas for your school, the work you started and presented with your summative for December, first semester. You should combine them, or could combine them, with the knowledge you have acquired through the school year. This is what will help you develop your final product. In other words, you do not have to reinvent the wheel. You only have to polish it up. Because the reason why we scaffolded the work that we did last semester and this semester up until now is that you wouldn't have a bulk of work pending. You can go back. I encourage you to go back and look at what you created before. We gave you feedback. You presented it to your classmates. It's all there. And that's what you're going to build upon. So if it's already done, you don't have to do it again. There's also the detail of, yes, you worked with a partner the last time, but each one of you has a copy of the work because you linked it. Okay. So this is individual work, and it should be handed in as individual work. Originally, it would have been teamwork, but given the circumstances that we're in, teamwork is impossible. I can facilitate you, if necessary, with what I have from what you handed in. That's a given. I mean, if I have it, you can have it back. But if I have it, that means you send it. So all you have to do is open Canvas, go to the unit on the last semester, look at the submission, and you download it and you take it from there. So in the end, you have it it's in Canvas. If you don't have it in your computer, it's in Canvas. You download it, and voila. So you have two blocks. The block where I talk to you about what you need to develop, and the block where I talk to you about what you need to present. The first thing you need to develop is the name and logo for your school, or school shield. This is something. Number two, you need to identify a mission for your school. What will be the main problem that you want your school to solve? Remember, this has to be problematized, meaning you have to be answering to a problem that exists. Otherwise, it's empty, and none of you would give me empty. So, what is the problem that you're working to solve in your school? Number three, creating the look of your school, buildings, facilities, etc. You can do this through a digital model. For this, you can work on Minecraft or Sculptress or Paint 3D or Tinkercad, whatever software you're comfortable with. As long as you're happy doing it, that's fine. Or you can do a physical model. Physical model means that you either build a model, in Spanish we call it maqueta, a design, a simple design. People have even done them in Legos and they look just fine. It's your concept, so you can do it whatever way you like. Or if you're going to draw and you draw a polished drawing, something that is an elegant representation, an accurate representation of the work, that is also acceptable. You decide whatever medium you can use. The important thing is that you deliver. Okay? If you have questions, of course. Next, you need to choose. Okay, this was originally going to be done in teamwork, but since we're not, I cut you some slack, and this is what I need you to do. You're going to choose any four of these questions here. You pick four in Spanish. I'm going to say it just in case. Escoges cuatro. Solamente cuatro. And those four questions, out of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 questions that you have, you answer them to the best of your ability. You elaborate in a way that will leave us no doubt that you know what you're talking about. And if you have to do a citation, of course, MLA, as usual, the whole thing. But you get to pick any four of these questions. The questions that I gave you are: is it a public or a private school? What subjects do you teach? What is the school's idea of discipline? How do you plan to enforce discipline to your students? What grades are taught? Assuming, of course, it applies. What is the cost of 1 year of studying in your school for each child? How many students are you planning to have in your school? How many students per teacher are in your school? Hint, that's called the student-to-teacher ratio. For example, a typical number is 5 to 8 students per teacher. If you look up the Robinson website on the information section, you will see what our student-to-teacher ratio is. And I'll leave you to do the research just so that you get a feeling. How does your school deal with children that have special needs, which is really, really important. Now, out of these questions, remember, you select 4. That's a minimum. If you're an overachiever and you feel like doing more, you know that with me, number one, not only do I appreciate it, you also get extra credit if you do so. So the challenge is out there. And finally, for the section on what you need to present, of course, 1 item per slide. Number 1, so after developing this work, the rest is the easiest part, which is setting it on a slideshow or a presentation, whatever, video, whatever we end up doing. I suggest you build the presentation first, and then we'll take it from there. For your presentation, 1 item per slide of the following. Name and logo of your school, the mission of your school. Notice that all these reference sections that you were developing, okay? There's nothing new. The 4 items you chose an answer from section B, question 4, which is this, key, this section, remember, this, from here, you select 4, okay? Okay, then the design of your skill buildings. Remember, you can do this digitally or physically using whatever tools you like. We need a top view minimum and a side view, which is what we did before. If you have questions, of course, you can ask them. And finally, explain how your school could be improved. And this is after all is said and done. After you finish it, you're going to ask yourself 2 questions that will help you reflect on the work. And this goes back to the criteria. Question number 1, explain how the school can be improved. And number 2, the impact that the school will have on your staff. Staff, of course, is the people that work with you, and as a world in general. So, that school that you built, what will it do? How will it affect the lives of the people who work there? And how will it affect the world in general, your student population? I encourage you to include images or photos of any concept drawings, plans, or prototype. Prototype is a model of your product. The model can be either physical or digital. The important thing is that the audience who sees your work must be able to think that they can do it. And that's about it. I hope that this is nothing new for you because we've been working on it before. If there is something that you do not understand well, remember, one of the reasons why you have the video is so you can rewind and replay it until you get it. And of course, I am available via Teams chat whenever you need me, and I can also point you in the right direction. My friends, I miss you. I really, really miss you. I really hope that you're happy and healthy. I hope that I can see you again before the school year ends. And I leave you with the work. Let me know if I can help you with anything. Stay inside, stay healthy, give my best to your beautiful families, and stay put. We will be back to school before you know it.